When I first started publishing with Amazon KDP, I thought that Amazon would market my book for me. I thought that my book was special. And I thought that Amazon, given that I've put my book up onto that platform, would do some form of marketing for me. Now, I did hear that in the first week or even couple of weeks that Amazon might give my book a little bit of a boost to help with getting it in front of customers. But with so many books being loaded to Amazon KDP, I was finding more often that my book was never being seen. So what I had to do was learn the value of Amazon advertising. Now, if you haven't been to this channel, welcome. My name is Romney, and thanks very much for coming along. Now, what I want to do in this video is show you a preview of a course that I've created around Amazon advertising, directly or specifically for books. Now, there's quite a few Amazon advertising courses around, but what I've really tried to do is to break it down into easy to follow steps that will help you to create your campaigns, but importantly, to focus on the right keywords for your campaigns and then to optimize your campaigns. It's the optimization element that is important to reduce your spending for Amazon marketing. So what I'm going to do in a moment is I'm going to go through the contents of the course. Then what I'll do is provide a sneak preview of 1 or 2 lessons in the course. So therefore you can make a judgment call on whether this course will be right for you. Now, I've found that my Amazon marketing has probably been the most important component of my launching, of my launch strategy, but then also maintaining the page or the ability for my book to appear in front of customers. And the great thing about Amazon advertising is it's direct to the customer. It's direct to the customer that is on that platform. If you try other forms of marketing, you effectively need to or hope that that customer has an Amazon account to take them over to Amazon. Then they need to click on the link, go to your book, and then go and purchase. The great thing about Amazon advertising is that it's directly focused at those customers that are on the platform right there. The hard thing about Amazon advertising is that it can be fairly costly to begin with until you start to optimize your campaigns. Now, that's one of the key things that I learned the hard way, is that I was spending a lot of money on my Amazon advertising and I thought I was going backwards. But what I really needed to do was think of Amazon advertising as a long-term investment into the success of my books, not just a short-term opportunity. And I talk about this during the course as well, because it's your mindset going to Amazon advertising that will actually really help you. So without any further delay, let me show you the contents of the course and we can go from there. So across the lessons, you're going to be provided with a comprehensive overview of Amazon advertising for Kindle Direct Publishing. So number 1, the lesson that I find to be most important is the mindset of Amazon advertising. Because without the right mindset, you might approach Amazon ads in the wrong way. You need to get on top of how you're going to be focusing on your ads, and therefore the mindset is going to be critically important. Number 2 is introducing you to the actual platform of Amazon ads and how to create an account. Number 3, the advertising options you have at your disposal for Amazon advertising. Number 4, how to create an automatic campaign. Number 5 is creating what we call broad and phrase keyword campaigns. Number 6 is how to create category and ASIN campaigns, and I'll go into more detail about what the ASIN means with your campaign creation. Number 7, and this is something that many people either have challenges with or don't do regularly enough, and that's optimizing your Amazon ad campaign so you don't overspend. Number 8 is how to lower your ACOS, and that's your cost for running your Amazon advertising. Number 9 is how to generate Amazon ad reports so you can work or use those to optimize your advertising. And then number 10 is expanding your advertising to other marketplaces. And this is again something that people don't take advantage of. So I want to show you how I've effectively completed marketing and advertising in other marketplaces using Amazon ads, and how I encourage you to look at that option as well. And welcome to this lesson. It's an introduction to Amazon advertising. And Amazon advertising is a critical area that we probably find the most challenging. For anyone that's gone into Amazon advertising before and tried it, it is something that takes a long time to try and master. And I don't think you can probably ever master it. You can just get better at it and find better ways of being able to advertise with Amazon advertising. And the hard thing about Amazon advertising is that it keeps on changing as well. And so what you think one technique might work to start with may not necessarily work, 4 or 5 months down the track. So I'm going to try and give you a really good, strong overview of Amazon advertising, what it is, how it works, and some techniques that I use. So in the next few lessons, you'll be seeing a lot more about Amazon advertising and how I use it to my advantage to sell more books and to get more exposure across all of my portfolio. So let's get into it now. So to begin with, let me identify the key points. Ads, we'll just call them ads short for advertising, through AMS. Ads can significantly boost your chances to rank your keywords. When you advertise, the keywords that you use can be boosted by using Amazon ads because you're getting more sales. The relevance of your keywords for your book is improved. And when you start generating more sales, the algorithm of Amazon likes that. The more money you can make for Amazon, the more exposure you're going to be able to get through them as well. So that's one key thing. Next key point. Amazon have many marketplaces in the US, the UK, Canada, Australia, and Germany, just to name a few, but each require a separate account for you to create. You can't just sign on with your Amazon US account and then be able to advertise in Germany, for example. You would need to add your payment details and go through the process each time. And yes, it can be painful, but once it's set up, then you can advertise across those markets. And I tend to market my books mainly in these, in the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. I've had a few books in Germany that I've translated, but it's something I've still got to look further into and explore. But mainly I get really good sales out of the UK and Canada because it's less competitive. Australia's a growing market, and the US, I do get plenty of sales out of the US market, but is the most expensive, and that can sometimes be hard to sort of push into that market. As I mentioned, the US is by far the most competitive market, and you'll be paying the most as well. And Amazon advertising is a competitive landscape because you're bidding against other authors to get your book to be shown. So because it is the most competitive market, it's the most expensive. That's why I always encourage people, if they're starting out in Amazon advertising, maybe explore Canada to start with, because it's going to be a lot more affordable for you just to test the market and test the different campaigns that you want to run with your book. Now, if your book is no good, Amazon ads will not solve that problem. So that's one of the areas I'm going to be covering across these lessons, is that you have to get your cover right and your description right. And also the interior with a look inside. All those elements need to come together to make it work for you. Because if you don't have a good book cover, then it doesn't, just because you're running ads to it doesn't mean that people are going to click on it and buy it. And then if you have a great cover, but you don't have a very good description, people might click on it and you pay for every time someone clicks on your book, but then they won't proceed to buy it because they don't like the description. So that's one key area. Ongoing maintenance of your campaigns is important to optimize and avoid overspending. And it's not one of those methods where you can put the ad up or create the campaign and just leave it run, because it'll end up burning up a whole heap of cash. And you just need to make sure that once you've loaded it and it's running, then you might need to give it a few days. And then what we call is optimizing it, where we're eliminating those keywords that they might be getting clicks but not converting. Or what you're doing is you're increasing your chances of being seen through keywords that are working well for you. So they're just a couple of key points that I wanted to highlight about Amazon ads to begin with. And so this brings us on to the next point. Why would you use Amazon ads? Well, they can drive initial sales, and that is really important in the first 30 days. The more sales you get, the better ranking you'll get, and the better momentum you get. Your ads can increase the relevance of your keywords due to the fact you're getting more sales, and therefore the algorithm likes that, so that will give the boost. Amazon ads increases reviews due to the sales. So if you're getting sales through your Amazon ads, then hopefully you start to get reviews from your books, and that can actually then, the social proof then increases as well. And Amazon ads, it is marketing that is direct to the Amazon customer. So very rarely do you get the opportunity where if a customer is on the platform of Amazon, you know they're either browsing or they're looking to buy. If you're advertising directly to them and it's right in front of them, then that's a great platform to be able to get your book. It's not like it might be, for example, if you ran a Google ad or ran a Facebook ad, someone would have to jump onto another platform like Facebook, then they'd have to click on your link, then they'd have to have an Amazon account as well, then they would need to go in, and then they'd need to scroll through the books. And so there's a lot of different steps, but with Amazon ads, they're right in, they're on the platform and they're ready to buy, hopefully. And so that's one of the direct benefits of using Amazon ads. So let me run through some terminology and metrics for Amazon advertising. So when we're doing our campaigns, we get what we call impressions. Now, an impression is when your ad is displayed to the customer. So if they're just scrolling through, then that is what they call an impression. A click is when a customer clicks on your advertisement. And I'm going to show you in a moment what that might look like. Actually, I'll show you quickly now on Amazon what a sponsored ad looks like and what, say, an impression or a click might look like. So let's do that right now. So if I was to jump onto Amazon and I was a customer and I thought I just want a maze activity book for my youngest daughter, then you would obviously type in something like this. Then if you're scrolling down, you see what it says sponsored. That means that person is advertising on Amazon ads, and they will appear at the top if they are the top bidder. This is also another way you can advertise with sponsored brands, and that's when you start to get more books as part of your collection. So if you go down further, this is a sponsored ad as well. So usually you have a couple of sponsored ads to begin with. If we keep going down, because that's a good cover. It's like a jungle theme. So that's obviously selling very, very well. Scroll down further. It's got the holiday toy list banner there. That's a new one. And then there's even these ones as well. These are lock screen advertising. Can be very, very expensive. You can see sponsored. And then you keep going down further here as well. And usually down near the bottom, here's another one, sponsored too. So this person's put bids in for their keywords to appear or for their book to appear as well. So that's what we call their sponsored ads, and customers don't even really notice that as well. And when we're advertising, we obviously want the prime spot at the top. So even though this is ranked 331,000 and this is $8.98, this one is appearing at the top. But just be mindful that these authors are spending money each time there's a click on it. So just do the right thing by them and don't go clicking on their ads, because that's just an unethical practice that you just want to avoid. You'll see this book further down if you really did want to look at it. So for example, this one's sponsored, but if you want to look at it, this one's not sponsored here. So we can click on that book there, and then we can have a look inside it if you did want to have a look. And you can scroll down, and this person has got some videos which are super important. If you can get videos from reviews, that will be a really big boost to your book sales as well. And then there's photos here too. So that's a key area in regards to an understanding initially of what Amazon ads look like on the actual platform itself. But let's go back to the presentation. So when we're looking at the terminology again, and I'll show you soon, but the CTR equals the click-through rate. CPC is cost per click. Sales, obviously the total revenue generated from ads. And an important one, ACOS. ACOS is the advertising cost of sales. And it's a really important metric when it comes to understanding the performance of your advertising. So it's the ratio that lets you know how efficient your ads are. It's basically spend divided by sales. Let's have a look at a screenshot of my dashboard to just go through a few of these metrics so I can show you exactly what they mean. So if we have a look at my platform here, this is marketing in the UK. So you can see my spend, then I've got the sales that I've generated. These are the impressions, so the number of times my books have been seen by customers, not necessarily that they've actually paused and looked at them, they might have scrolled past it. The order number, so the number of books that have been purchased during this range of period, and then the ACOS. So that is the percentage, the lower the percentage, the better. So you don't want a high ACOS, you want as low as possible. It means that you've got the most efficient sales if you can get this ACOS low. And I aim for under 25%, under 30%, but I'll go into more detail soon. Let's have a look at these metrics. So the impressions here, so the book would be listed here, and then you've got your metrics as well. So you've got the clicks, so the number of clicks that I've had on that book. The CTR is listed at 0.40%. I don't really take much notice of the click-through rate, but I do know that if you can get your click-through rate, as again under 1, then that's a good result. And actually, sorry, if you can get your result as your percentage as high as you can, that's the best result, because it means that every time someone views your book, that 2% of the time, 2.3% of the time, someone sees my book and they click on it, which is great. So that's what you're aiming for. And for example, 1.5% of the time someone sees it, and then the cost per click is 22, that's pence, not dollars in this one. 58 orders, I've got £498 worth of sales, and I've got an ACOS of 19.47. So remember, you've got to take away your spend from your sales to get your profit as well. So they're just considerations that you need to consider. That's why it's really good to have that ACOS as low as you can. Now, when you're on the dashboard, you can change the date range as well. And there's also a tab where you can click. So the columns, these are the columns you've got all the way down here, and you can tick or untick what columns you wish to see. But I tend to like to have the clicks, the spend, the cost per click, the orders, sales, and ACOS. They're typically what I like to see. And also you get a bit of an idea about how many times your ad's been seen by the impressions as well. So that's a bit of a look at the advertising on dashboard and what that looks like. But let's just cover a couple of more things before we get into the lessons about setting up your campaigns as well. Now, to register for Amazon advertising, I've left the link up the top here, but I'll also put it in the description notes. But if you visit the Advertising Amazon Register, then you can just register for Amazon ads. You click on the country you wish to advertise, and then you can complete the information. And that would include your tax information or your billing information as well. It's quite easy to set up, but I'll leave this link in the description. And the next thing I want to show you is that Amazon do have tutorials as well that you can watch to help you with setting up campaigns and things like that as well, which can be very, very helpful. Let me just show you what that page looks like. And this is the Amazon ad tutorials. So it's called learningconsole.amazonadvertising.com /student/catalog, and you can actually go into sponsored ads bootcamp. You can learn about Amazon ad types and placements, targeting your sponsored ad campaign. So they do try and help you in regards to setting up the campaigns and what to look for, and there are some really good tutorials in this console that you can use as well. So I'm hoping that this helped with an introduction to Amazon ads. There'll be a lot more information I'll be sharing soon across the lessons for Amazon advertising, but I wanted to give you a base learning opportunity to know the importance of Amazon advertising, some of the key tips, and then how to register to actually market your book as well. So let's get into the next lesson in a moment. Welcome to this lesson. It's about getting reports and data from your Amazon campaigns. It's going to be a short lesson, but I think it's important to know how you can get the reports and generate them so you can get that extra data for your keywords and for future campaigns as well. So if you were to log into your console, then what you would do to go to this icon here, and what we're looking for is to try and download reports that help us to get more keywords that might be gaining traction from the customers that are purchasing them. So what we do, we go to that tab reports. Then what we do, we create a report just up here, and you can do a search for a particular time. And so we leave it at sponsored products. We do search term, we do a summary, and let's just we'll do back here. We'll go back to, actually, we'll do from the 26th of September until, let's just go the 23rd of October. Then what we do is, actually, what we might do, oh yes, we'll leave it at that. Then we go save. Then we can change the name, so we might just call it our Publisher Excel. And then what we do, recipients, you can leave like that, schedule now. So what we do, we run report. And I've found that sometimes it's going to be hold pending. So what I do is I just go refresh, and then it should give us the download button. So now it says it's completed. I go to the boxes here and we click the download. This will now bring us up a spreadsheet that we can then click on and download. And now this brings up all of our different campaigns. So what you can do is use this to filter all the different keywords. So I would normally scroll across here, and I would go to the 14-day orders, enable editing, and we go data and filter, and then we might do, I'd get rid of those. We might do any keywords with more than 2 sales or 2 orders. So we do that. Then what this does is it brings about how that actual keyword's performing. So this keyword had 2 orders, an ACOS of 3.94. This keyword, for example, had 2 sales, but the ACOS was 45. This one had 7 sales at 6.43% ACOS, which is fantastic. So I would then look at that keyword and so I'd scroll across and get the keyword. And then what I'd do is I'd start to then work at adding that exact keyword into any further campaigns moving forward. So that's sort of how the report system works. You can actually set it up to get it monthly as well, which is a great way of doing it. And then by getting it monthly, it actually helps you just to make sure you're on top of any keyword. So create report, and you can do the period of time, but now you can do recurring. So you might say, look, I want it monthly, and I want to receive it every month, but it's going to be finishing, we'll just say the end of 2022, for example, and or end of November, and you click it there, and then that'll send you the report every month until November 1st, 2022, and it just comes directly to your email. So you just got to put your email address in, and that will really help. And you can just do different terms as well and dates as well, what will help you. You can also do targeting, different campaigns, performance over time. So there's a number of different reports, but I just tend to use the search term report and use sponsored products. If you do sponsored brands advertising, you can do it that way, but for most that are doing KDP, they use sponsored products. And you can schedule a report up there as well. So that's how you generate a report for Amazon advertising, and that will just help you to get those keywords that are working really well and to create more scaled campaigns. So you might just extract those keywords that are doing really well, create a new campaign, and you would add maybe 7 or 8 keywords to perform exceptionally well, and then you can put those in the campaign. So that is how you generate reports for Amazon advertising. Well, I hope that provides you with a good insight into the Amazon Ads course for Amazon KDP publishers. Now, if you'd like to check out the course, the link is below, and I've got the course on Skillshare and Udemy.com, so you can check out whichever link is going to be best for you, or whatever platform is going to be best for you to access that course. So thanks very much, and I hope you get success from your Amazon advertising, and until my next video, I'll see you then.